hold on. Here's the one case I'll make for this episode and the writing behind it. I think the whole point they're trying to get us to care about Titan X. So Jordan, do you just not care? Like as a father yourself, you don't care about Titan X losing her baby there?
Around.
Hear ye, and welcome to the Royal Geek Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Rollison, also known as T-Roll. And tonight, I'm joined by my very good friends. First of all, we have Justin Sandoval, a.k.a. Sandy. We also have Anthony Amato, who we like to call Shamato. And, of course, we got the landlord, Jordan Mosley, in the building. Boys, we are here to talk about Monarch episode number 8, titled Separate Ways. You guys fired up to do this or what, huh?
Dude, there was some epicness towards the end of this, so
yeah,
definitely dive into that.
Very end of this.
There's a nice cameo in this episode. In this episode, huh?
Yeah.
Well, let's do it, man. Let's get into the content. Spoiler warning for episode 8, Separate Ways. Let's talk about it, boys. Godzilla.
Yeah, Godzilla.
Godzilla in this episode. Great cameo. What were we thinking?
Yeah, Godzilla came through. Shaw, he dialed him up on that celly, and
called him on his cell phone.
That's right. And he made an appearance, and that was the best part of the episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Easily.
I should have just started there, really.
Honestly, they should have started right there.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what we could have gotten after that.
Okay, so good review. You guys feel like we're good talking about this episode or anything?
We can move on.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Royal Geek Podcast. Now, there's stuff to talk about, but it definitely, Jordan, I want to tee you up because you were kind of opinionated, rightfully so. You're entitled to your own opinion. You were opinionated in our text thread. Give us your thoughts on episode 8.
Yeah, I mean, it just didn't move at all. I just felt like they keep doing the same things like over and over. Like, is it Kentaro? Is it like Kate? Like, they're just is it May? Like they're all like backstabbing, but it's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
it finally did at the end of this one, but I honestly was worried that they were gonna cut it as Titan X was going out to Godzilla, and I was gonna be pissed.
Yeah, like you didn't get any action at all.
But like they gave us very little action, so I think it was just I'm getting irritated by their filler, something good at the end, and then they just leave it.
I will say to your point of the fact that it didn't feel like it went anywhere. The first scene of the episode is Shaw driving in the sands, and literally the last scene is him right before the actual fight is him once again just getting in the truck and driving on the sands.
Yeah.
So it's literally like they didn't go anywhere.
That is good.
Yeah, I will say the most frustrating thing about this episode was the fact that Kentaro was awkward with everybody.
Yes.
May was awkward with everybody.
Yes.
Kate was awkward with everybody. And like even Keiko was awkward with everybody. Like it's like none of them wanted to be in the same room with each other. None of them like pretended that they knew each other. Like honestly, I felt like they were just meeting each other for the very first time.
Honestly, it feels like if you remember in Mean Girls, like right after the burn book, it's like split, and everybody's like kind of awkward in the gym. That's what it kind of felt like where they were like no one was comfortable with anyone. I don't know. It feels like it feels like everyone is just like doing things to do things. Well, not necessarily towards an end. Like there doesn't seem to be like a cohesive movement plot-wise in any direction. It just seems like they're just kind of like bumping into storylines. Like there's no like purpose-driven action.
Well, they lived up to the title of the episode, Separate Ways.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
It's almost like they're forgetting even who's on the boat. They're like bumping into them, and like Tim's basically like, oh, May, you're here. And then it's like they bump into Kentaro, bumps into Kate, and then like May just happens upon Kentaro walking, and it's like, oh, I forgot you were here. Like, oh, I just got here.
Yeah,
it's like, see, it's a revolving door.
Very cool.
Of like, where the hell are they?
Yeah.
And I think also it's suffering from the fact that like there are no defined sides right now. Instead of like, honestly, at the beginning of the season, there was way more defined like who's on whose side.
Right.
Like essentially, you had okay, Apex is making their move, and you have Monarch making their move, and the whole Kentaro, Shaw, Keiko, Kate team is with Monarch and they're kind of like obviously working against each other. They've all fractured, especially on the Monarch side. Even to the point where it's like, whose side is Brenda on now? It's like,
oh yeah,
whose side is Apex's CEO's daughter on? Like what is going? Like, there's literally seems to be.
yeah.
I brought this up last week. It literally feels like there's like a 20-sided die, and that's how many sides there are at the moment. To where there's just like no one seems to be aligned with anyone, and therefore there's like no time to build any actual like tension between people because everyone has tension with everyone, and if everyone has a tension with everyone, then no one has tension with anything.
Yeah, I was willing to bet. I had to look it up right now. I was willing to bet like an insane amount of money that this was the worst episode of the season. It's not.
No way.
It's not the worst episode.
No.
Matter of fact, what do you guys think the episode was rated?
I'm not going to put it because I just saw it.
On like Rotten Tomatoes.
Do IMDb. It's a scale of 1 to 10.
I'm gonna say 6.4.
Right.
Yeah, I would have said like 7.1.
It got a rating. A rating of 7.8.
which is a pretty solid score.
For IMDb. Like that's a very, very solid score.
Okay, so you get a whole point. You get a whole
worst
point because
episode-
of Godzilla.
Yeah.
That's probably
essentially,
it.
The worst episode I think was the mopey Kate episode where she was like meandering about.
That was.
I think that's what was the worst episode.
It was.
Now we get Mopey Kentaro.
Yeah.
Dude, Mopey can.
So let me jump in here real quick. Mopey, what a word to describe so many characters.
The
in this
family.
show. Yeah. I mean,
You're right.
all of them, and May. Like just the angsty kind
Even
of.
Even Shaw got infected this episode.
He's like, I don't know. I'm just calling a Titan. I just want to see what happens.
Honestly, it's not even that I want to see what happens. It's almost like it's like an emo solution. It's like, I don't even care what happens to me. That's more like what it is. Is he's like, I'm gonna call Godzilla to do what he needs to do. I don't care if I go out with him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And
I
honestly,
think
at this point, I'm on Godzilla's side. Like,
destroy people.
You said like I don't know whose side. Like I'm on just Godzilla's side. When he showed up, like I was like Dwight Schrute watching the fire department. I was like,
Yeah.
Okay,
That was about it.
wait,
Other-
hold on.
my phone.
Hold on. Here's the one case I'll make for this episode and the writing behind it. I think the whole point they're trying to get us to care about Titan X. So Jordan, do you just not care? Like as a
No.
father yourself, you don't care about Titan X losing her baby there?
Around.
The scarabs. Yeah.
Yeah, like are
The
those
scarabs.
babies?
Yeah.
No,
that-
those are followers.
Like leeches?
Yeah.
Honestly, they feel
Minions.
like more like they're like servants or peasants now. Like honestly, like when it comes to like they're serving.
Well, why do we care about the baby? Because like we don't know what the point of the Titans are. Like why do we want another Titan? Like are they, according to like everyone else, like they're bad for the for the planet, but then according to Keiko and Kate, like they're not necessarily good. They're just kind of migrating around. So it's like squirrels. Like I don't care how many squirrels are in the world. They're just kind of there.
I know. Okay, so far this podcast has been we have not done our typical like storyline tracking. We're just kind of like dumping right here, and
There was no storyline, Justin.
I know that's the point. That's what point I'm getting at. There was no storyline to follow, like essentially, right? But here's the thing. Last week, T-Roll, you guys mentioned that Isabel Simmons and her thing could be related to time travel. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call that like no, because what's the point of having her team going after the egg in particular? Like, how does that have to do anything to do with like time travel, or what if Godzilla didn't exist? That whole statement.
Yeah.
Like, why go for an egg? Like, what does that have to do with that? So, like, I think that they're going for the egg for what if Godzilla never happened or G-Day never happened? Like, I think they're going along the lines of like controlling it, creating something that they can fully use as a deterrent. I guess I don't know, and they can do that better with an embryo. I don't know.
Like who knows? Like I mean, who knows? Like maybe they're doing.
Who knows anything? This episode.
Yeah, it was. There's a lot of weird things going on in this episode, and I get what they were trying to get at with like Titan X, and like you feel for her a little bit, like okay, she's stranded on this, like getting her where she is, but it's also like it just feels like there's too much going on around it for us to. They need to focus more on that storyline if they were going to actually want us to feel anything.
Yeah.
Because like you got all these like tangents that everybody seems to be running on right now. So there's like no cohesive idea. Like if they had pulled in, like what if they had done like a storyline alongside, like it would have been a really cool one. Do a storyline alongside Titan X, maybe push it back an episode or two, and made it the episode right after Hero dies, and do a storyline where you line up the Titan X having the egg with Keiko dealing with the death of Hero, like along the same, like bringing in like that feeling to it, so you can have a connection with this. It just doesn't feel like they left enough room for you to actually care what's happening to Titan X, with everything out, all the other moving parts that they have.
Yeah, no, that could have been a more compelling and more of a parallel story too, as well.
All right. I am going to make the case that this episode's not actually that bad, boys. I think y'all are just...
You mean the voice of reason?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. Now, admittedly, let me preface by saying I agreed with everything you guys said about the mopey... Almost any time I see Kate or May on screen for the whole season, and honestly, parts of season 1 was annoying. And now Kentaro's in that camp again. And I think, actually, I remember at times in season 1 saying just... They're all. I mean, again, they are children. Essentially, they are like young, very young adults, right?
Right. Yeah.
And
I don't know about that one. I don't think Kate really is that young.
Well, I think Kate's like 28. She's 28.
I think they're all in their 20s. I think they're all in their 20s.
22, I believe.
Yeah. Kentaro, yes.
Yeah.
I think they're all in their 20s. Is my point.
Yes.
And Kate certainly has acted much younger than she is. But I do. At least in this one, Kate's the one connection to Titan X, right? Like has a connection there. You know, she makes a discovery about the egg. You know, all this kind of stuff.
You know what was so weird about that scene? I'm sorry, but it was like the Kate part of it was cool, and you look over her shoulder, and there was Kentaro just like kicking sand oddly behind her. He wasn't like right with her. He wasn't 300 feet away. He was like 15 feet behind her, just kind of like
being a weirdo.
Yeah, it was. Like I saw it and I thought that looks just really weird.
Okay.
Or like or even have this Titan X thing, like have it like one of the reveals be like, oh, like I get that she's supposed to be a lesbian, or maybe she's bisexual and she's pregnant. Like have that be like the reason. Maybe that's one of the reasons why she's has this connection is like because they're both mothers, but she doesn't know she's a mother yet. Maybe something like that.
Well,
I did not see that one coming. All right, let me get 3 thoughts out because I think I am higher on this episode than you guys. I think a lot of the community watching it, as that score shows, a lot of people are very pro this episode. I think you guys are, and I have struggled with this show, so I'm not saying I'm better than y'all, but like the nature of Kate and Kentaro, May, just the angsty, mopey. It feels like every episode. It's more and more annoying. Walking in the hallway of the ship, oh, you're here. It's awkward. It's just like, dude, the pacing I don't like, okay? But the 3 things that I thought were compelling about this episode, or awesome. First one, we did get Godzilla. So we'll just kind of throw that out there. Yes. When you hear the hyper beam, boom, 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 building up, you just like, let's freaking go.
Zealand guy.
Oh, yeah,
did he die? He died, right? The Kiwi dude?
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking he did.
I hope he vaporized. It looked like he got vaporized.
He did.
Yeah, I think he got vaporized, yeah.
I hope he did.
It looked
he's a scumbag.
Yes.
Because he's a scumbag. He's a scumbag because, point 2, I actually did feel for Titan X. Because I think it's kind of like the story of some of the Titans always being misunderstood. Godzilla himself, Kong, and now Titan X. I think they have made a good point. Like, Keiko has said it over and over again. It's like nobody's listening to her. Like, Titan X has been here for centuries on a migratory route, never disturbing anyone unless she is disturbed. And now she was literally attacked, thrown off her route, and she's almost giving like an emergency birth on a desert sand pit in northern Australia. I kind of feel for her because hold on, she's getting attacked by Godzilla. She didn't ask for that, and then her damn baby's getting abducted. So I'm actually feeling for Titan X. It's like I feel like Titan X hasn't really done much wrong. I know she did like destroy at least one ship in this show
and killed Hero.
Collateral damage. Well, but that was and again, collateral damage again. Like she got
It was-
attacked.
yeah.
She was provoked.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where I would disagree. That I think that was actually a very strong part of this episode. I mean, honestly, maybe the strongest, but the most compelling part, and this is where you got to take the Kentaro's a little mopey brat blinders off, because I had to think about it. To the point you just made, Jordan, it's awkward. He's standing 15 feet, 20 feet behind her. You know, even the way that Kentaro told Keiko to go to Shaw, I'm going to go look after Kate. He was like, Kate should at least try. And I was like, he wants Kate dead. Like I was really thinking like is he gonna sabotage? Obviously he did sabotage, but not in the way I expected. Here's the most compelling part of this episode. She freaks out, right? Kate's like, you're working with them. Like once she realizes like, who are these people? Why are they here? What are they doing? When she sees them take away the egg, she says, you lied to me. And she says, you're working with them. And his line is, I'm not, but this has to happen. And I feel like it's a very interesting line because I have felt very unsure about what he is up to. And it's clearly they are keeping it veiled. But that line, like he didn't have to say that to Kate. Like think of how much he kind of despises Kate right now. He could have just told her to be like, shut up, girl. Right?
Yeah.
Like he instead tried to tell her, I'm not working with them, but this has to happen. Why? What is his game? I almost feel like there's a sense of illusion that he is casting on Isabella. I don't even remember her freaking name either, Shamato. You couldn't remember her name earlier. I don't remember her name because she put on that stupid little hat, looked like a brat, and I didn't even want anything to do with that storyline. But I thought the Kentaro line was very interesting. Even the way the framing, you mentioned it, Jordan, the way he's in the background, he's on the phone call. It looked like he wanted to abort the mission, and it looked like he made like a real-time decision because I think they were going after the scarabs. I think Isabel said, "Are the scarabs there?" I believe, and he's like,
She
"No."
did. Yes, specifically
she did.
asked for the
Yeah,
scarab.
so I don't know what the purpose is there, but it's almost like real time. He made an audible call because there's an egg, and it feels like he's up to something. Now, you guys might disagree. You might not care because you think he's a punk. I get that, but I thought that was pretty compelling.
I feel like that line that he delivered, I feel like that had something to do with the plan that Isabel told him, but that's kind of like we're left to think like, is that plan worth that much to Kentaro? Like if this has to happen, he doesn't want it to. He doesn't agree that what's happening, it needs to happen, but it does. Like it has to. Like I don't know, is the plan that compelling where he's like, it has to happen this way. I don't want it to, but this is the way it has to be. Like that kind of thing. Like I don't know.
I don't think they've done a well enough job to make me care like what the plans are, because it is kind of like you said, T-Roll, like they're keeping stuff behind a veil. And I was this is a little side tangent. I was telling my wife yesterday, I was reading a book, and it's like one of those thriller books, and I can't stand ones that like at the end of the book they're like, "Ha, I got you," but here's all the information I never gave you along the way.
Yeah.
To say that it's a thriller, it's a trick.
Yeah.
I feel like the show's almost doing the same thing where it's not giving us all the information and not putting the information close enough to where we can follow the breadcrumbs to be able to figure it out ourselves. Yeah. They're veiling it completely, and then at the end it's like it's a big reveal, and it's like, well, it's not really a big reveal. You never let us try to figure it out.
I think especially because if it's going to be some big reveal, we don't know alignment, so we don't know what that big reveal like really means in it. I think that's one of the bigger, like I said, I think that's one of the issues that has happened through the middle of the season is everyone's alignment has been shifting so much and has led to like so much, like you were saying, backstabbing and things like that, where everybody is just like, it's this constant circle of just you stab the person next to you, and it's just like there's no like cohesive ideas going on for like, and maybe we're just simple minded and like, well, I want to know who the good guys and the bad guys are, but like I at least want to know like in general who they are, because it seems like May honestly seems like she flips a coin every episode to who she's gonna like align with. In that
her
episode.
allegiance goes to
like it 100% feels like that.
I do feel like the writing is not trusting the audience enough to come along on this journey with them, and they're just like intentionally withholding it. And then when they do tell us, it's like so in our face. Like, okay, yeah, like you could have. at least laid out some stuff in the background to let us pick up on these cues. Like I don't know, it's like I feel like they don't trust us enough.
Yeah,
it's weird.
There have been definitely moments throughout the season where that has happened, where like they'll really in your face, or they'll like repeat things like 3 or 4 times for you to before in an episode about what's happening.
Yeah, it goes off the migratory path. Like, yeah, we get it. We've heard you say it.
Yeah, nuclear bombs on the way.
Over and over again. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think as a whole, the season has been it's been up and down. Yeah. I'll say up and down. I think the first few episodes there was a lot more good, a lot more up. I think really since Heroes died, it's kind of felt like it's just been chaos and. Yeah. The backstabbing, the different storylines, the fragmentations, this person's changing on this person, like with May, flip a coin, it's just, and it's like neither May nor Kate nor even Kentaro, who probably was my favorite of the 3, I don't like any of them enough to give any of them the benefit of the doubt at any point. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably the most frustrating part, but I do think there was some good. I'm trying to not throw out the baby with the bathwater here, right? Like,
well, let's finish the discussion like talking about Godzilla. Like, I feel like this is the best part of the entire episode, and from him waking up in Axis Mundi with his eye opening up because he hears the gamma radiation like vibrations or whatever that Shaw set up in Australia. From that moment, like the eye opening up, I was like, "Oh boy, this is gonna be incredible." And then the little brief scenes of him like swimming underwater, of heading towards that way. Like I didn't really care what the heck everybody else was doing, but like I was like, "Okay, Godzilla needs to show up and get here." And then when he emerges, and everybody's like, "Uh-oh, he's here!" Like they're all like, "Uh-oh, like what do we do? What do we do?" That kind of thing. And then they actually have a full-on fight that the CGI actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And it wasn't you can tell, Apple Production does high-quality stuff.
Yeah.
And the fight was actually well done, and enough so to where, T-Roll, I do kind of get the sentiment that you had with Titan X. Like, when she's reaching for the helicopter flying away with her egg.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
Holding her back. I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, that does look a little bit like worthy of my feelings, that kind of thing. But the fight was incredible, and then leading up to what we mentioned with the T-Roll did the amazing sound effects of Godzilla's beam charging up.
So good, I couldn't do it again, probably. But
yeah, it was like he was everything in this episode.
Yeah, I thought it was good that Shaw kind of got what he wanted. Like he was.
True.
He was been trying to get Godzilla there for multiple episodes. It worked, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then how it happened, I thought that was pretty cool with the gamma rays or whatever you said it was.
Yeah.
Like
it's gonna be interesting to see how that like plays out. Like, does that technology stay in their hands? Does it move into somebody else's hands? That could be an interesting storyline of like, can Titans now be called by other people? You know?
I hope they continue the fight too. That's what I was worried about with it getting so close to the end of the episode. Was I thought it was just gonna be. I was hoping they didn't start the fight at that point because I was like, I really don't want them to yada yada through this because I thought it was going to be pretty cool, and it was cool. So I hope they continue it.
So you got to think that this next episode picks up, like they have to leave Australia, right? Titan X. I guess the problem is, I'm assuming Titan X will be able to sense maybe where her baby is, her egg is, but. With altitude, you wonder how high can they get that helicopter to where she can't. But, they can't land. Here's the thing. If Titan X can track that egg, then that's actually a worse thing because
they're going to go.
Titan X, where are you going to go? Titan X will trample anything in its way. And
here's a question. Like Mama Bear idea.
Yeah. Can Titan X swim faster than Godzilla? I don't know. Because, I don't know the details on that. Like, in the movies, they talked about how fast Godzilla moves. And early in this season, they talked about how fast Titan X was moving. I want to say it just looks like Titan X might be able to swim faster. That's just my suspicion. Could totally be wrong.
Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I gotta feel like Godzilla has the huge advantage on land.
Yes.
So I feel like there's got to be like a little give in the water, especially with what type of Titan it is. He's kind of like the overall like unit.
Yeah.
You gotta have some that have like a slight edge somewhere.
Like Kong has like the edge in a city.
Yeah.
or forest.
And then the flying ones like Mothra can air. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So like it would make sense for Titan X to have at least some sort of an advantage underwater to him.
But not to throw too much water on this flame here, but remember that this is a prequel, right? So, like, this was on a desert part of Australia. Nobody's there. If there's any more fighting, if there's any more Godzilla sightings, if there's any more epicness from that scale, Titan on Titan action, okay, it's probably going to be in a remote place or not that significant, because how else would they explain? Or it's going to be an Axis Mundi somehow, right? How else would they explain that nobody knows what's going on? Like, we'd never have that referenced in the movies, So same thing with that gamma technology or that gamma ray technology. It's like that might have just been destroyed on the island because nobody else knew about the Titan Godzilla phone in any of the movies. Possibly, I don't know.
It would be pretty cool if like we get a scene where they go to like some Apex secret place, and that's where one of the final one of the battles is, and Monarch just kind of sits on the coast and is like, you know what, we're done with Apex, and just kind of lets them just go ape, just annihilate whatever facility they have there, and just kind of let them fight their fight out. Titan X maybe finds her egg and finally gets where she needs to go.
Yeah. So overall, not as bad as I think. I think it could have been worse. I think there was enough good in this to make me care about a couple storylines. But I'm also like, there's certain people that I'm like, I just hope you don't even show up in the last 2 episodes. I just could.
Yep.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
Like Isabella, I hope you get in a car accident or something, because I just I don't know. Like, I just don't care.
A random scene where it's like she was just like
dude,
bossing him around. He's like,
power
"Yes,
move,
ma'am," and I was like, "What the heck happened?"
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Island.
Like, that's my point. Like, that kind of stuff is so frustrating. Like, you're hitting on him in a bar, then you're having Taekwondo lessons in your expensive Thailand house, and
trying
then
to say that you're different than your father,
Yeah.
and then literally the next scene you're
him.
In like a Humvee, like bossing him around over radio or something. It was like, what is going on?
Like,
just
really
no chemistry. Just yeah. So
Yeah, you're right.
Anyways, I think where we'll end here. This show has to find its footing. I think it's got to. It has had a lot of good in 2 seasons, but I feel like the overall storyline, the confusion, the different fractions. It's just let's get more cohesive here to round it out. Let's hope the next 2 episodes, the final 2 episodes, are good. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So
Yeah, I agree.
we need more Tim.
More
Need more
Tim.
what?
Like more Tim.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Let's go, Timmy.
Oh, by the way, I love how May just walks up to Tim. He's in the middle of the command center, just like it's no big deal. It's just things like little things like that where it's like the pacing, they're rushing through things. It's like, oh yeah, all of a sudden Tim's like, I'll help you sabotage, all of our protocols.
I'll cover for you and hook you up with a flight to the black site where they're keeping Brenda.
Yeah.
In
By the way, there's that.
Yeah.
Oh,
5 seconds away.
Kate and Keiko, you're on our Monarch ship now. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. Be sure to come back next week as we, either next week or the next week after that. We're going to hopefully review it next week. But to be honest, if the next episode isn't that great, we might do episodes 9 and 10 the following week. So we're just going to feel it out, okay? But be sure to come back as we finish up our reviews on Monarch Season 2. With all that in mind, from my good friend Sandy Shamato and the landlord Jordan Mosley, this is T-Roll saying thank you so much for listening to the Royal Geek Podcast. We will see you next time, you peasants.